Hi everyone, a little impromptu tutorial. Somebody has asked if they can use their children's stretchy clothes, so it's a pair of pyjamas, if they can use it to sew memory keepsakes. The answer is yes, you can. So what I'm going to do, I've got this, so my ironing board is resting closed up on my sewing table. As you can see, my sewing machine is on the floor, so this is not going to be a slick video, but it is going to be a quick one, and hopefully it'll give you all the information you need. So these are a size, let's see, 13 to 14 years old. Okay, so you may have smaller pieces of children's clothing that you want to use, but these have shrunk in the wash. I mean, they are quite a few years old and they are very soft. Now, what you can do, there are videos where you can unpick serger stitches, but this is such a tiny hem that I'm not going to worry about that, okay? So all I'm doing is using my scissors and cutting as close as I can to that edge. Now on this pair of pyjamas, there is only one seam. I don't know if that's the same with all pyjamas. It would make sense, because if this seam is in the centre, you wouldn't necessarily want a seam on the outside, because quite often how you sleep is on your side. So I don't know, maybe other makes of pyjamas. These were a Tesco buy, so I don't know, but these only have one seam. So I'm cutting up the centre seam as close to the overlocked or serge seam as I can. And that's gone up to the crotch. Look how much fabric there is. Now, as I said, I know these are size 13 to 14. Look how big that is. I did think about using it. Now, the person that wanted this tutorial is hoping to make some envelope cushions. Now, she's using, I think she said, a 23 by 23 cushion pad, whatever you call it. I'm trying to get this into view, guys, because I can't, really struggling to manipulate this. I said I just want to get this across to you all. But if you look at that, I mean, this is a 43 centimetre one, so it is not going to cover this one, but you know, a 30 centimetre one, it definitely would. So you could use this as the front piece of fabric. Obviously I've got two legs here, so you could use the same on the front and back if that's what you wanted, or you could use a different fabric on the back, but it definitely would fit on a smaller cushion pad. But like I said, I've only got a large one here. So where is my interfacing? So this was classed as a medium weight interfacing, okay, when I bought it from that big place with the smile. Okay, I will find a link and I will tell you, but I've used this on my masks. I bought huge sheets of it, and it was really good deal. Hi Sally, hi Vivian, can just about see the names. I'm struggling here. So yes, so I got a medium weight interfacing. Okay, now what I did, I'll turn it around that way because that's the view. So you can see here is my interfacing here. Okay, this is the sticky side, this is the smooth side. I laid my cut piece of stretchy PJ fabric on the top, and then all I did was I cut around, okay, and then I pinned. Now, I watched a few videos on this just to make sure that my knowledge was correct. When you iron interfacing, ironable interfacing, fusible interfacing as they call it, you don't use steam. Okay, what you do, make sure your iron is hot. Just move my pin, put that in there. Make sure your iron is hot. Now I've got mine on, let's see, it's on number 2, which is silk. So that's not boiling hot, but it is warm enough to get creases out. And then what you do is you place your iron on the top and you count for 10 seconds. Now, I found that when I did it for 7-8 seconds, it wasn't quite adhered all over, but it was adhered enough that I could use it. So I wasn't counting there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and And then I'll just do another bit just over here, just so we'll have enough that we've that you can see that we've stuck it all down. Wasn't counting again. There we go. So you can see this isn't stuck all the way, but that is stuck enough. Okay, so if you did it for the 10 seconds and went all over your piece of fabric, as I've said, look how big this piece of fabric is. And then what you would need to do, whatever your pattern was, so I'm going to get out my mat. Now, I had a comment from somebody saying, because I switch from centimetres to inches, it can get confusing for people. So as I told you, my cushion pad, its label says centimetres, so I'm going to stick to centimetres, okay? So I'm on the centimetres side of my mat. Let's turn it around, because the bit you can see, the 1 starts here and goes up, okay? So I would place my fabric on. Now where's the biggest square? I think it's going to be there. So I need to neaten up this edge. Okay, then this edge is quite straight. So I'm going to place that on the straight edge there. Okay, here is my ruler, again, sticking with the centimetres. Here is my rotary cutter. Now, we haven't cut stretchy fabric with the rotary cutter on here yet. So, and I'm also doing it backwards. So I'm going to lay that on. See, that's straight. That's straight. I'm going to lose this bit of fabric. But what I was explaining to, it was Sam who asked, what I was explaining to Sam was, I remember I showed you pushing down, move along, pushing down, is that if once you've made your, prepped your fabric and you've made your cuts, if you don't have enough, then all you need to do is make patchwork, okay? And patchwork, that might be a really nice add-on to what you're sewing. So my other corner, you can't see, so my other corner is here, okay? So I'm gonna go all the way up, but I'm just thinking, so I've got another, is this the hip seam? I can't remember now. So that's saying 40 centimetres, so can move up as you're, sorry, that's a little bit off camera there, I wasn't looking close enough. Just gonna snip that off. I've done this on this angle before, so really wasn't sure what the best way to do it was. So this is all lined up, okay? This is pretty square, okay? So now I'm going to take from this point, you can't quite see, but trust me, I will show you. Is that up? Because remember, you need to get, so this is saying 31, so I need to find 31 centimetres at the bottom. Now this is not a square, and obviously cushion pads do come in squares, but that doesn't mean, there you go, does that all on the camera? Let's see, move that out. I have a 30 by 40 piece of fabric from a pair of pyjamas, okay? Now you could make this as a, for the cushion pad, okay, you could pop this, I know it's no longer stretchy. Did you know you can buy stretchy interfacing? I didn't know that, I learned that with watching YouTube videos today. So if you were making a dress and you wanted to interface a collar and you were using stretch fabric, you can buy stretch interfacing. I need to get myself some of that. So if you were thinking that this was an envelope, let's just see if I can move that up. If you're planning on making an envelope cushion, okay, it was not going to fit this pad obviously, but what you would do is you would make your envelope side on that side, okay, or turn it round, that would be the top here, and then you could use another fabric. You could then turn this into one of those, do I have a little book? Somebody who likes Harry Potter might not necessarily want a Debbie Shaw sewing book, but you could use that now to make one of those book cozies, book cushions, okay? But that's, look how big that piece of fabric was, okay? Now there is more further down on the leg, Okay, I stopped at a point where I thought I was going to try and get a square. But there, this is the lower part of the leg. Okay, that's another good strip. Okay, so you could make the smaller part of the envelope cushion, and you could try and pattern match it, which then if you pattern match, you probably would lose some of the fabric. But as you can see, that's a big piece of fabric. Now, if you're using a pair of pajamas or a t-shirt that was smaller than this, say this was a child's, you know, a 3-year-old's t-shirt, and it went like this, you would do the same thing. You would take the shape out, you would cut off the sleeves, you would find your biggest piece of fabric, and then you just interface it and cut it. Okay, and then you've got, say you're quilting your baby's old clothes, something like that. But this is how you would do it. And this is now, it's no longer, here's my Stretchy. Okay, here's my non-Stretchy. Okay, so I hope that's helped, Sam. And if anybody else was looking to try and interface some of their Stretchy fabric, then like I said, go for it. There's no wrong things in sewing, and you know, if this is your treasured piece of fabric, as with Sam's, it was something that Grandma bought the children, the last thing Grandma bought for the children. So take it slow, cut your seams. As I said, you can unpick serger seams. There is a video I can pop a link to on later on, so that you can unpick that, but you've hardly lost any fabric just by taking that bit off. Okay, so if you do want to try this out, please send us pictures or videos so we can have a look and see what you've made. And I'm going to turn this into an envelope cushion for my son, and I will post a picture when I've finished. So thanks for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening, and I'll see you soon. Bye.